Hey YouTube, it's your girl Leah, back again with another video. This time coming on here with another foundation review Friday. And today's foundation, as you can see from the title, is this little hidden gem. It's the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer, broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen. This, I say it's a hidden gem because I have literally scoured the YouTube sphere, the blogosphere, all that, looking for some content on this foundation and barely found any. Like, I've seen maybe 10 videos about this, maybe 2 blog posts about this foundation. I call it a foundation and I put it in the foundation category, although it says tinted moisturizer. If you look at the Sephora website, it's under the foundation realm. It's also under the tinted moisturizer realm, but it's also under the foundation realm. I wanted to do a review on this because it's not talked about, and if you're somebody like me who likes to try a lot of, maybe I like the high brand things, the things that get a lot of visibility, but I also like little hidden gems like this. So this is what the foundation review will be on today. If you're not familiar with my foundation review series, I will link the first ever video I did on the Revlon Colorstay up above. It tells you a little bit about why I'm doing this series, who I am, and all that. Also, if you're not familiar with my videos, if you see me looking down at any point, I am looking down at my notes on this foundation. Now, this isn't a first impressions at all. On these foundation reviews, I have tested out the foundation for an entire week. So I wear it to work Monday through Friday. And then on Friday, I type up my notes and everything that I've realized with this foundation because I want to give you guys the best information. You guys love my honesty. No brand is sending me makeup, hair, anything. So everything I'm doing is I spent my own money on a lot of foundations that I've had this one for months. So these aren't first impressions whatsoever. These, I'm almost halfway done with the bottle. These are reviews on foundations that I have in my very extensive foundation collection, and I want to bring you the most up-to-date information that I possibly can. Now, another thing about me, if you're ever wondering what shade I am in a foundation, I always leave every foundation that I've tried in my series and what color or shade I am in that foundation down below. I think I'm at least 14 foundations in right now, so it's crazy amount of foundations. But if you want to know what shade I am in any foundation, check the description box. Of course, I'll tell you what shade I am in this foundation. So without further ado, let's just get started into my review of the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. Now, this moisturizer is, you get 1.9 fluid ounces. It is $45 on the Sephora website. That's where I ordered mine from a year ago. I am the shade Malaga. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, and I think that's how you pronounce it, Malaga. It is medium dark. The site describes it as a medium dark with caramel undertones. And there are 4 shades darker than this shade. So not as an extensive of a shade range as what they have in the Nars Sheer Glow and the Nars All Day Luminous. Now, the names are different too. So the names are nowhere near what they are in the Nars Sheer Glow and All Day Luminous. So if you guys watch my Sheer Glow or my All Day Luminous foundation video, I'll link one of them above. You guys know that Tahoe matches me the best. And the All Day Luminous, I did have Cadiz. I have retried Cadiz again. It is very much so only a summer shade for me. For a majority of the time, I am Tahoe in the Nars Sheer Glow. And of course, you can check the description box to see that information. But yeah, I am Tahoe, but clearly I'm a whole different shade. I am Malaga in the Tinted Moisturizer, just because they don't have a Tahoe or their names are completely different, like I said, in the Tinted Moisturizer. Now, the site describes Malaga as a medium dark with warm caramel undertones, which is almost the same way that they describe Tahoe. They say Tahoe is a medium dark with caramel undertones as well. So Tahoe, if you're Tahoe, get Malaga in this. And I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I know you guys will correct me down below. But yeah, I'm calling it Malaga. The site says it is a lightweight tinted moisturizer that evens skin tone and provides a translucent veil of protection. So the site doesn't say a lot about this foundation. This foundation, like I said, is very much so underrated or not talked about as much. I have very dry skin. If you guys are familiar with my videos, I always say I have very dry skin. I am a dry skin person. So I tend to go for foundations that are going to give me a slight luminosity, a slight dewiness, a slight sheen to my skin. The site doesn't really go into a lot of claims with what kind of coverage it'll give you, but I did notice that it gives you a sheer to medium coverage. If you're looking for a full coverage foundation review, this isn't the one. But yeah, let me stop rambling and go ahead and actually put the foundation on so you guys can see what it looks like. Now, this is a rarity for me. All my foundation reviews, I tell you what applicators that I've tested out throughout the week and let you know which ones work best for me. This week, the brush works best. With this product, I highly suggest you not use the Beauty Blender. And this is the first time in 14-15 foundation reviews that I've ever said, Beauty Blender, no go with this. It soaks up way too much product. You get 1.9 amount of product, ounces of product, which is a lot more than you get with every other foundation. If you see my foundation review series, a majority of them you get 1 fluid ounce. You get a lot more ounces, but I think they think that you're going to use more, especially if you use your Beauty Blender. It's going to soak up so much product. I just did not like it at all this week with a Real Technique sponge or a Beauty Blender. So I'm going to bring out my handy dandy trusty brush, and the primer that I'm going to use is the Strobe Cream. I have been loving this. If you guys have seen my primer collection video, I have just fallen in love with this primer, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go color correct, and then I'll come back and apply this foundation. So I just applied and I got finished applying. If you guys can notice, it is an amazing shade match. Malaga is the last two foundations I've tried, the Lancome, Idole, and this one have been exceptional shade matches. I have not had to mix, I have not had to get a couple colors to figure it out. They have been incredible, dead on shade matches. So, and I guess with the prices you're paying, you better be getting a shade match. So like I said, Tahoe, Malaga, same thing, and the tinted and the sheer glow. Now I'm going to go apply the rest of my face and come back. I do want to point out that even though I tried to build this up to medium, because this foundation will not go past a medium coverage. You on a normal day are going to get sheer. If you try your best to build it up, your best bet is going to get a medium coverage. My freckles, I never can get them to show up really good on camera. I have some. They're not really fully covered, if you can tell by this foundation. So like I said, this foundation is nowhere near going to cover up. If you have major imperfections, my freckles I don't see as an imperfection, I just see that as a freckles on my nose. But if you have imperfections that you're trying to cover up, then this foundation may not be the one for you. But yeah, I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup and then come back and show you guys what it looks like. Hey, I am back. I've applied the rest of my makeup and this is how it looks. I'm going to go ahead, live out the rest of my day, and then I'll come back with all my thoughts on it. If I love it, if I would purchase it, how it holds up, whether I think it's good for oily skin and all of that. So stay tuned and you guys see me in about probably 8 hours. Stay tuned. So now I am back for my final thoughts on this foundation. Now when I originally applied, it was about 9:30. I know that because I went to the post office at 10, well, right when they opened, and I live like a minute from the post office. And now it is 4:43 p.m. So I've had this foundation on now for about 6 to 7 hours. And this is how it looks. If you guys can see, it has done some settling. But that's normal. My face does look a little bit more luminous than it normally does when I come back for my later reviews. But the thing about this foundation and why I've had it on for 6 and 7 hours, and this is going to be my final review, is because the thing about this foundation is it doesn't claim to be long lasting. It in fact says on the bottle, reapply at least every 2 hours on here. So it really lets you know early on that this is not a long wearing foundation at all. It's a tinted moisturizer with sunscreen in it, and it's mainly reapplying for that sun protection aspect of it. Now, like I said, I like to use this moisturizer as a foundation. I call it a foundation so much so because to me it has the price of a foundation. For $45, I'm calling it a foundation, as well as it has the texture and it looks like a foundation. Now, like I said, one of the main benefits of it is the shade match to me. I'm gonna just apply a little bit right here. It just melts, blends heavenly into my skin. Looks dead on. I love that shade match that it gives me. It's dead on, and like I said, for $45 it better be very lightweight. You're gonna get something that doesn't feel heavy on the face, which is important if you're gonna make this a summertime SPF kind of foundation for you. You don't need anything heavy on your face when it's summertime. Perfect, amazing for summertime. Another thing, the coverage, very sheer to medium coverage. And if you guys watch my videos, I'm more so, I love a sheer to medium coverage foundation. Now, I'll get away with a full coverage foundation if I'm going to like a party, an event, something where I need to be beat all the time. But for me, I love a sheer to medium coverage foundation. It is my go-to. It's my babe. I think my top 3 foundations, the Lancome, Idole, the MAC Face and Body, all the foundations that I've reviewed in my series, I let you guys know what I love and what I don't love. And so far, the ones that I've loved have always been that more sheer to medium coverage field. I do love the Revlon Colorstay foundation, and that was one of the fullest drugstore foundations that I had tried, and I loved that. But for the most part, I tend to err on the sheer to medium coverage side, so that's why this is perfect for me. Also, I am a dry girl. This is perfect for you if you have dry skin. Perfect. Like when I say it's amazing if you dry skin, it brings the luminosity, it takes away a lot of dullness. It's just so creamy on your skin. You're gonna be left with a finish that you can really be proud of, or you can love if you have that dry skin. But I would say if you're gonna be photographed in flash photography, definitely skip this foundation. It's just not the best. Having an SPF foundation and flash photography don't go together. Now, I think it photographs well, very well, in normal like settings or normal like the one right now. It looks pretty good on camera, I can say. But if I was starting to take some flash photography, I would say yeah, skip this. And the reason why I say it might not be for oily people is because if you look at my skin, you guys know I'm a dry skin girl, but if you see the luminosity, I am getting very luminous in my T-zone. That rarely ever happens. I'm not a combination skin person at all. It rarely happens. So if this is happening to me and I have dry skin, you guys already know. And the thing about this is I wanted to test out the SPF-ness of it, and I wanted to see how it held up in the sun today. So I was outside, and if you guys see videos of me filming with the same outfit on outside, you guys know this is the same day. So yeah, I filmed a lot outside because I wanted to test the hold up, because it says, it's for, if you're swimming, if you're gonna use this as a sunscreen, using it out in direct sun, all of that. It says it's good for that. I think it definitely held up well. Now, if you're going to be outside and you have oily skin and you put this on, you're going to be a hot mess. But if you have dry skin, you're going to get a kind of glow about you that I think is really good. So as far as the cons with it, it is fairly expensive, and I can see that being a con. It's Nars though, so every product I have from Nars is over $40. So that's something. Also, no one ever talks about this, but it has a faint smell to it. It's not overpowering. It has a sunscreeny type smell to it, so that's kind of a con, but you get over it very early on. And some people actually love the smell on it. For me, it's a weird kind of cakey, it's just a unique smell. I can't even describe it. So it does have a faint smell. The shade matches or the shade selection on this are a lot smaller than they are for the Sheer Glow and the All Day Luminous. I don't have the number down like on my sheet right now, but I'll list the shades that they have or how many shades they have down below. But like I said, there's only 4 shades darker than this. Which is, I wish they would do better with their branding, but Nars is usually still on point with having the darker shades. So it's strange that they don't have it in this foundation. But I actually adore this product. I would 100% repurchase this. Maybe during the VIB sale when that rolls back around. I do have, about half a tube left, so I do have a considerable amount. But I am going to the beach, and this is probably the only foundation that I'll take. I probably will take the MAC Face and Body too. I would say those are my perfect summer beachy foundation. So yes, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Lavon89, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.